A large fire near the Yakima Greenway is expected to continue burning for several days. We'll explain why and why fire officials are asking you not to call 911. Stacy.
And just slightly cooler today, but still very warm. I'll give you your weekend weather forecast coming up.
And we are checking in on the Hanford cleanup project ahead of a planned visit by the governor.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin in Richland tonight, where crews have been working on deactivating the base at Hanford for years. The latest effort called dewatering.
And that is removing contaminated water from fuel storage basins. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us it's all in an effort to keep that water from reaching the environment.
Workers are draining contaminated water from the last fuel reactor storage basin at the Hanford site, the 1.2 million gallon concrete basin located in the K West reactor.
There's basically radioactive debris and items in the basin that were placed there over the long run since the 70s, essentially stockpiling it. And that material in the basin and that water is inside the basin is shielding for that material.
The goal to remove contaminated water that could pose a risk to the Columbia River.
There's definitely a higher risk at the neighboring facility, the 105K East. They're basically the same type of reactor just next to each other. They did identify a groundwater contamination plume from that one. We have not identified a plume coming out of this one. So it's in pretty decent shape as far as we know at this point. But anytime you have contaminated water just sitting there, it's obviously more of a risk than something that's been stabilized and put into a solid form.
That's where dewatering comes in, draining the contaminated water from the basin.
We have to pump it through the system, which partially cleans it, puts it into these 8,000 gallon tankers, and then those tankers are transported to another area of the site where the water's processed.
It's a plan that's taken over a year to set in motion.
Most of it's preparation, practice, making sure the equipment works, the operators are experienced, and then the actual work itself, it doesn't take all that long.
At just 4 weeks in, they're halfway there, planning to be done with dewatering by the end of summer.
The next step would be is to filling the basin with grout, and that's to put basically radioactive shielding over the material that's in the basin.
Before they're able to start demolition. In Richland, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Emily, thank you for that. Officials say there is no timeline yet on the demolition process because it's going to depend on what's allocated in the presidential budget.
We've got some developing news that we've been following this evening. WashDOT says a wildfire in Kittitas County temporarily shut down Interstate 82 between Yakima and Ellensburg. So the interstate has now reopened. And this is on the northwest side of the Yakima Training Center, for those of you familiar with the area. The Yakima Training Center says their firefighters worked with the DNR and a military helicopter crew to keep that fire to just about 4 acres this afternoon. That's actually really good news because we've been talking about this, that there's serious fire danger all across the region, especially in Kittitas County.
And let's check in with Stacy Lee. First look at the forecast.
Yeah, guys, you're right. We do have a red flag warning in Kittitas Valley. We've been seeing some wind gusts, 25, 30, 35 miles an hour. As for the Tri-Cities this afternoon, it looks pretty nice out on the Columbia River. Legends Casino Skycam. 99. We didn't quite hit that triple-digit mark today, just sitting under it. This is the temperature at the Pasco Airport. Now, our winds have picked up a little bit breezy, you may notice, out there tonight. So speaking of temperatures around the region, I don't think anybody hit 100. It was pretty close at Hanford at one point today, but we're sitting at 99. This is our high for the day. Record-breaking forecast. If we were going to break any records, we would have had to hit these numbers on your screen. Didn't get there, but look at some of those records. In Pendleton, if we hit 107, that record was set in 1897. 107 in the Tri-Cities from 1897. So didn't quite get there, but we did break some records yesterday for Tri-Cities, Yakima, Hermiston, and Prosser, and a couple of the other small towns in between. Now tonight, look for 65 degrees, clear skies, a little bit cooler overnight. Winds light 3 to 6 miles per hour. Our forecast for tomorrow, we're looking at 101 degrees, so right back to those triple digits. Sunny and hot with lighter winds, so that'll help with the fire danger. But warm and breezy tonight, elevated fire concerns, especially in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys, more triple digits into the weekend. And we're also keeping a close eye this weekend on some dry thunderstorms heading towards central and northeastern Oregon, which could start some fires. So we'll tell you more about that coming up in your First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Now, a fire burning in Yakima right now is expected to continue for several days because it's too dangerous for firefighters to get close. The calls first started coming in last night about smoke and flames behind Nob Hill Auto Wrecking. When firefighters got there, they found the fire had already spread to more than an acre. Between last night and this afternoon, the fire destroyed about 100 vehicles at the wrecking yard. While the cause of the fire is still under investigation, it was almost certainly caused by humans, and the Yakima Deputy Fire Chief says every one of these fires costs taxpayers money.
These fires cost the taxpayers a couple $100,000 to fight due to overtime, staffing, and then not only that, then the rehabilitation of the land being so close to the water's edge that it's going to the folks are going to have to get in there and do some conservation work.
Well, fire crews say because the fire is burning through trees, they have to stay at a distance for now because of the risk that burned limbs might fall. In the meantime, they are asking people not to call 911 if you see smoke near the Yakima Greenway because they say the fire department is already on scene.
And the Kennewick Fire Department says this fire may have started because someone was cooking. Firefighters rushed to South William Street just after 8:30 Wednesday night, where they found what the fire department described as extremely high levels of heat. One person in the home has minor burns but survived. A dog did not make it out in time. The Kennewick Fire Department says the home is totally destroyed. We have a follow-up tonight. The 18-year-old man who burned down a Pasco home last August will spend the next 12 years behind bars.
And the Franklin County prosecutor says that is much longer than the typical sentence in these types of cases. So the prosecutor's office says Landon James Thomas Keene pleaded guilty last month to 1 charge of first-degree arson, 2 charges of second-degree assault, all related to this fire last August. Prosecutors say at least 2 victims had significant and life-threatening injuries, and because of that, the judge approved a sentence much longer than the standard. Keene has also been ordered not to contact or come anywhere near the victims for the next 50 years.
The Ben Franklin Transit Transportation Development Plan is now open to the public and ready for public feedback. The Transit Development Plan is a state-required document that Ben Franklin Transit has to put out every year to its 6-year outlook. It's all to detail how BFT is growing as an agency, projects that are upcoming in the next 5 to 6 years, and then how they are going to grow service or how service will be implemented in that time period. BFT's Chief Planning and Development Officer says a state bill may affect this 6-year development plan.
Keep a neutral plan. We won't be taking service away or adding any service for the next couple years. So we don't anticipate there being much of an impact unless there is a reduction in our budget due to the passage of I-2117 in November, if that does occur. So in that case, we may have to see reductions in fixed route service and our Connect service as well.
Coming up new at 6:30 tonight, we'll talk about how you could make your voice heard with the development plan and when it will go into effect.
Well, as Stacey was telling us, we didn't quite make it into the triple digits in Tri-Cities today, but that break won't last very long.
Yeah, Stacey will return. She'll have a full look ahead to your weekend forecast, plus what you need to know before hitting the links.
Hi, Austin and Alyssa. I'm live at the Tri-Cities Cadillac Cancer Center. Coming up, find out what special gesture the mayor did a couple moments ago and how they're celebrating the 30th year anniversary. All that and more coming up.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
Reach out to NeuroStem TMS today and rediscover the light and joy in your life.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this. And we get everything we need from PAR. With Shauna's help,
everything from design to delivery.
PAR, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Choice Student Checking. Open yours today at any Yakima Federal Savings and Loan.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Attention all Hanford and PNNL workers and contractors. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m. You may qualify for additional healthcare benefits and financial compensation. Learn more at our free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m.
So what do you think about these? We like this.
Yeah, we love it.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com to learn more about no interest, no payments for 12 months.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 12th through the 18th.
Welcome back. This evening, Cadillac Tri-Cities Cancer Center is celebrating its 30th anniversary. It's opened back in 1994 as a way to help people with everything from treatment to social work and support groups as they're battling cancer.
And let's check in now with Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma joining us live from the center's open house in Kennewick. Good evening.
Hi, Austin and Alyssa. The celebrations are in full swing. Now people are looking at throwback pictures that the Cadillac Cancer Center has here, and they're just getting to get to know each other. Now, a couple moments ago, the Kennewick mayor proclaimed Cadillac Tri-Cities Cancer Center Day today and gave them this certificate right here. Now, the open house consists of self-guided tours so that people can get to know the transformation of the Tri-Cities Cancer Center these last 30 years. But that's not all this celebration entails. There's also some desserts and refreshments people can enjoy and some prizes up for grabs. Now, earlier I spoke with Lori Lott, the Senior Philanthropy Officer for the Tri-Cities Cancer Center, and she says that these festivities also serve as a reminder to people about local care and the Cancer Center provides.
We're very excited for the opportunity to showcase our world-class cancer care center here, and also be able to just remind our community that you don't have to leave town if you have the terrible diagnosis of cancer.
Now, if you're interested in seeing what this celebration is all about and seeing some old pictures that they have of this Tri-City Cancer Center here, you have until 7 p.m. to come out and enjoy the evening here at the center. For now, reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Monique, thank you so much. All right, other news tonight, new at 6. The heat didn't stop families from having fun in Kennewick today. For the third year in a row, Family Day at the Numerica Pavilion took place. It happens in the summer months. The fun-filled fest is usually outside, but since we are in the midst of a heat wave this week, organizers decided to bring everything indoors. The free afternoon of activities for all ages included face painting, laser tag, a graffiti wall, along with glow games and music. Parents we spoke with were relieved it was moved inside this year.
Yeah, it is, because it's hot right now. You know, we have a little baby now, so it's good to do things where it's cool. We lived in Arizona for a little while, and it's like you find things inside to do in the summertime.
You know, it's always so hot in July, and kids are out of school, of course, and looking for something to do. So we decided this year to move the entire thing inside where it's air conditioned, and then we added the glow element so that we can have a lot of fun.
Now, the first 700 people got shaved ice for free. Family Day is in partnership with Kennewick Parks and Recreation, Seattle Children's Hospital, and Knockerball. Organizers told us today that they plan to stay indoors moving forward.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, we're coming on the downhill slide today off that heat wave. It was hot but bearable, a little bit better. You can certainly tell the difference. 99 degrees on our dust level sky cam. Winds have picked up this afternoon, 13 miles an hour. Humidity really low at 18%. Our feels like temp is 95. Here's that weather pattern that we have today. This ridge of high pressure starting to make its way east, so that heat wave will start heading towards the Midwest in the next couple of days. We do have a red flag warning today for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Fire threats are high there. Those gusty afternoon winds. It's been very windy in the Ellensburg area this afternoon, and as we know, we had a fire near the Yakima Training Center. Hot, dry, low humidity, but that will expire at 8 o'clock tonight. We do have an updated drought monitor for today. Now, we've been keeping an eye on that, and things are starting to creep in. We are dry all through most of the Columbia Basin, but we're starting to see the darker colors, which mean severe drought. So the Ellensburg up into Moses Lake, Cle Elum, all in those northern portion of the Cascades experiencing extreme drought this afternoon or today. Or they updated every Thursday, by the way. So those breezy to gusty winds coming through the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. We're starting to get a little bit windier here in the Columbia Basin. That's been helping our air quality from the fires burning around the region. However, we'll see those strong gusty winds continuing this evening, decreasing overnight. Light winds to start your Friday, looking pretty good. But once again, in the afternoon, look for those winds to pick up in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, as well as the Columbia River Gorge, where it's just very dry with very low humidity. So fire danger extremely high as we head into the middle part of July. Tonight, clear and cooler. Those temperatures dropping down in the 60s. 64 Walla Walla, 61 Tri-City, 63 Yakima, 61 overnight in Ellensburg. For tomorrow, another hot one below where we've been the last couple of days, but we could very well see some triple digits here in the Columbia Basin and just under that in the Yakima, Kittitas Valley and the foothills of the Blues. If you're heading out to golf this weekend, beautiful morning on Friday, hot afternoon, sunny and hot on your Saturday. You want to stay hydrated there. I would grab an early tee time if possible, just to keep yourself cool. Let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast. There we go. We're just under the triple digits Friday in Yakima, but drying up and staying up there in the triple digits Saturday, Sunday, and back to the upper 90s for the rest of the week. Tri-Cities, we're going to stay pretty close to the triple digits. Didn't quite get there today, but looks like we should stay right there in the lower triple digits all the way through next Thursday. Walla Walla just under that. The big story in Walla Walla, the foothills of the Blues and northeast and central Oregon over the weekend, is we're anticipating a chance of some dry thunderstorms. In other words, lots of lightning, but not a lot of rain to help out. So any lightning strikes in this kind of a storm could cause fires. And of course, with the wind and the dry vegetation, they could spread rapidly. So we will be keeping a close eye on that in the foothills of the Blues over the weekend. In Hermiston, once again, triple digits, dangerously dry, with those temperatures peaking up into the upper 90s in the first part of next week. So it's dry, it's hot, fire danger is high. Stay hydrated, stay cool, but it felt a little bit better outside to me today. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, up next on Apple Valley News Now, we're talking about a business opportunity in Pasco for anyone who has ever dreamed of opening their own bakery, restaurant, or anything in between.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, like the Built Wild Bronco family, with a deal you just can't miss. So make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
It's the 44th anniversary sale at Walker's Furniture.
This is one of our favorite events where we get to celebrate these great years with you.
And that means friends and family pricing throughout the store, with savings up to 44% off. Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years. So you can get it today and pay over time.
From our family to yours, we'd like to thank you for 44 wonderful years.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of Ford vehicles, like the Built Wild Bronco family, with a deal you just can't miss. So make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now.
Welcome back. The city of Pasco is inviting innovative proposals for the Pasco Specialty Kitchen walk-up food windows. Riley Fitzgerald brings us to Pasco to learn more about this opportunity for entrepreneurs and businesses.
These are the walk-up windows of the Pasco Specialty Kitchen. Storefronts right here on 4th Avenue aimed at creating a bustling hub of creativity and community engagement. Right now, the city is looking for proposals for new food businesses to utilize the commercial kitchen and market space.
The opportunity includes for people to get to know your product. People get to know who you are, and eventually you grow, and people like you, where you're gonna have your own restaurant, and you're already gonna have your fan base.
The city is looking for something different than what downtown Pasco has. The advice to someone looking to expand or start their business: apply. This is what the city is looking for in their application.
The business plan would be one of the big things that we're going to be looking into. The financial plan, the hours, the menu, and of course, marketing.
The Pasco Specialty Kitchen is located at 110 South 4th Avenue in Pasco, and the proposal submission deadline is July 23rd at 2 p.m. Find out on AppleValleyNewsNow.com how to submit the proposal and to read about the requirements. Reporting in Pasco for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Thanks, Riley. Well, still ahead tonight, a new state law will have an effect on the future of Kennewick neighborhoods. But you have a chance to weigh in on how this law will be implemented. We're talking about that new tonight at 6:30.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bath Fitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bath Fitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bath Fitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. You check the expiration dates.
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is shifting into high gear with the $160,000 Ultimate American Road Trip. Win free play gas cards or cruise your way up to $50,000 cash every Friday and Saturday. Earn entries every day and multiply them on select Mondays. Then, on July 27th, win a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Summer in our area usually means great weather.
Hot days and warm evenings are the norm.
But every so often, a storm moves in with dangerous wind, lightning, and rain.
Count on Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather to warn you in advance of coming storms.
With First Alert Weather, we're helping you plan ahead, so you'll be ready when the weather gets a little crazy. Stacey Lee evenings, Josh Colbert mornings. We're Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather, on your side.
On your side.
Always on your side.
See, you got yourself a new hat.
Yep, had to. Fired up to fire Biden.
Now, well, first we got to deal with that Congressman, Newhouse.
That's easy. Not voting Newhouse.
You know, he voted to impeach Trump. I'm not voting for no Newhouse.
How about Jared Sessler?
Sessler the vegan?
Jared Sessler's a vegan.
He's a vegan and he wants to tax our beef.
There's only one choice.
Now, there is only one choice, and that's Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley it is.
MWNC Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Pasco is inviting local entrepreneurs to make their mark at the Pasco Specialty Kitchen. This to bring ideas for new food businesses for the walk-up food windows. We'll tell you more tomorrow morning.
Next ET, we're with the stars teeing off in Tahoe, plus a flight status on Top Gun 3 from Miles Teller.
Riding in those F-18s. Let's go.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A new study from the American Cancer Society says almost half of cancer deaths in the U.S. could be prevented with nothing more than a lifestyle change.
Yeah, so no surprise, smoking is the leading cause of preventable cancer cases. It's blamed in 1/3 of all cancer deaths. Being overweight, drinking a lot of alcohol, not exercising, and diet are all things that increase your cancer risk, but could be changed. The study also said some infections like HPV can also increase your risk of dying of cancer.
We got a sort of a break today from the triple heat. Oh man. And coming up, our Stacey Lee is talking about that in her First Alert weather forecast.
Plus, we are talking about the future of public transportation in the Tri-Cities and how you can let officials know what you think about their planned changes.
And President Biden taking questions from reporters with a big focus on the 2024 campaign. Your news at 6:30 begins now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Thank you for staying with us. Well, first at 6:30, Ben Franklin Transit's transportation plan is ready to be viewed by the public, and the agency wants your input.
And Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma tells us what is impacting BFT's development plan and when riders could see some of those changes put in place.
The Transit Development Plan is a state-required document Ben Franklin Transit has to put out every year. This plan includes how BFT is growing as an agency and projects that are upcoming in the next 5 to 6 years. Kevin Slager is BFT's Chief Planning and Development Officer. He says one thing that may affect this plan is a new bill on the state level.
Keep a neutral plan. We won't be taking service away or adding any service for the next couple years. So we don't anticipate there being much of an impact unless there is a reduction in our budget due to the passage of I-2117 in November, if that does occur. So in that case, we may have to see reductions in fixed route service and our Connect service as well.
Slager says while BFT is waiting on public feedback and whether or not the bill will pass later this year, some projects are in a holding pattern.
Public feedback is crucial. I think it allows us as staff to adjust our plans if the public feels strongly about something. And I think it also gives our board a sense of how the public is feeling and how they should decide on these initiatives and plans, and it really informs their decisions.
The plan also includes how BFT is working to grow service and how service will be implemented in the community. Next Wednesday, BFT will have a virtual open house at noon to hear from the public about their transit development plan. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, on July 18th, BFT will host a workshop with the board from 5 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the Benton County Administration Building. At that workshop, BFT will inform the community about what they may be doing in terms of changes based on that I-2117 initiative and the outcome. You will still be able to comment at the workshop if you want the chance, and BFT says it won't be making any solid changes until December or January. Meanwhile, the city of Kennewick is looking for input from residents about adding more middle housing units.
Yeah, so in 2023, the Washington State Legislature passed the bill which requires Kennewick to allow up to 4 dwelling units on every residentially zoned lot. Now, officials say up to 6 units are allowed if at least 2 units are designated as affordable units for a period of 50 years. Middle housing types include duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, and courtyard apartments. They also need to be compatible in form, scale, and character with detached single-family dwellings. The city of Kennewick has created a new survey to get feedback from citizens on how to best implement the requirements of the bill. Just head to the City of Kennewick's website for more information about that.
All right, let's talk about your forecast. Lots of people getting outside, I think, to enjoy that slightly cooler weather.
A little bit. Is that going to be the story heading into the weekend, Stace?
It was a little bit cooler today. The triple digits are not done with us yet. We were close. We hit 99 today. That's our daytime high at the Pasco Airport. Winds, though, have picked up. We see our windmills moving around tonight, 13-mile-an-hour winds. Any fires that start right now would spread rapidly, so we got to be very fire-wise this evening. Sunset 8:47, but no, we didn't break any records, guys, not around the area. We're even seeing some 80-degree temperatures right now in Ellensburg, where, remember, we were up in the 90s and plus yesterday. So a little bit of a cool down. We needed that. It feels a little bit better, but we're not done with our heat. In fact, we broke records yesterday. Tri-Cities hit 107, Hermiston 106, Prosser 105. So just the few degrees cooler that we're feeling today has made a big impact. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures dropping down into the 60s through the area. 3 to 6 mile-an-hour winds, as those winds will decrease a little bit later, but a little breezy as we start the evening now. 101 degrees for tomorrow in the forecast. Lots of sunshine, another hot day. Light winds expected through the area. If you're hitting the road this weekend, a little bit cooler, but you know, Seattle, when they see these temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, that's pretty warm for the west side of the state. If you're going to be heading to the Portland area this weekend, it's going to be warm there as well. 80s and 90 degrees there, 91 on Saturday. Spokane's going to be a hot one as well, with temperatures just under the triple digits. Now, a lot of the smoke from the fire that we've been seeing burning near Chelan has been now traveling towards the north into the Spokane area. That's why we see the hazy conditions. As far as down here, or around here, I should say, warm and breezy, elevated fire concerns, red flag warning in the Yakima-Kittitas Valley, more triple digits into the weekend. And we're also keeping a close eye on the possibility of some dry thunderstorms. That's when we see lightning, but not a lot of rain. That is possible in central Oregon and even into the Blues over the weekend. So I'll get into that coming up here in my First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Now, we're not the only ones dealing with a heat wave. In Texas, temperatures are rising in areas that have been devastated by Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of people are still without power, and that means no air conditioning. Laura Aguirre reports the acting governor of Texas is calling for an investigation.
This is the largest outage in our history.
Much like the unrelenting deadly temperatures searing Texas Thursday, the heat is rising around CenterPoint Energy executives to address more than 1 million power outages remaining statewide after Beryl's powerful punch on Monday. Leaders in hard-hit cities like Houston want answers and action.
We've committed within 48 hours to get 50% of our customers back on. We are on target to do that.
CenterPoint officials say it takes time and resources to accommodate the thousands of additional crews mobilizing to help.
You have to make sure that you have the facilities, the food, the catering, everything necessary that takes place.
Some frustrated residents complain that CenterPoint's online outage tracker isn't updating properly.
We're working on the accuracy right now. Don't worry, we know you're out of power and we are going to get to you.
Getting to those in need has been a major challenge for rescue crews in the western U.S.
We're definitely getting a lot more calls in the city.
Another day with triple-digit highs across the region means even walking outside can turn lethal fast.
People underestimate because they're not going out with the intention to do a 10-mile hike.
And even skilled rescuers must calculate heat risk when calls come in.
Is the likelihood of us finding this person better than the risk of one of our own getting hurt or someone else, getting injured in the process?
A gamble to consider as forecasters predict the savage heat will continue for some parts of the West into the weekend. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The remnants of Hurricane Beryl not just impacting the South, the storm is also blamed for flooding in Vermont and multiple tornadoes in upstate New York.
We'll take a look at this. A magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit the Pacific off the coast of southwestern Canada this morning. It was followed by a couple of smaller earthquakes you see there. The USGS says people on relatively remote areas of Vancouver Island could have felt some shaking, but they say even a major earthquake, when it's this far from land, really doesn't have much of an impact. Making political headlines tonight, President Biden addressing the media and taking questions as he wraps up the NATO conference in D.C.
Yeah, now typically this kind of press conference would focus on foreign policy, but President Biden tonight found himself fielding more questions about his 2024 campaign and the calls to drop out of the race. Here's ABC's M. Wynn with the latest.
Tonight, President Biden facing tough questions as he wraps up this week's NATO summit.
Have you spent time thinking about what it would mean for your legacy, which you've worked decades to build, if you stay in the race, despite the concerns that voters say they have, and you lose to someone who you yourself have argued is unfit to return to the Oval Office?
Well, look, I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
His first solo, unscripted press conference in 8 months, with growing doubts from his own party if he is fit for another term.
Look at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate. I mean, my schedule has been full bore. I've done, where's Trump been? Riding around in his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball?
On Capitol Hill, more than a dozen House Democrats and counting, calling on him to end his re-election bid, and others still wrestling with the issue.
Those conversations have been candid, comprehensive, and clear-eyed, and they continue.
It comes as the first Democratic Senator Peter Welch of Vermont is now calling on Biden to step aside. A new ABC News poll with the Washington Post and Ipsos shows a whopping 85% of the country thinks Biden is too old for another term. 60% think the same for Trump.
This is a dead heat of a race. In the 2 weeks of the debate, so much has changed, but the horse race truly hasn't. Donald Trump up a single point, well within the margin of error.
We're told the Biden campaign is now testing head-to-head matchups of Vice President Harris against former President Trump. It's a strategic shift that comes amid increasing uncertainty for Biden's candidacy. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now, the president talked a lot about economic growth this evening. We're going to take a closer look at the numbers coming up in the next 15 minutes.
But first, Stacey Lee is tracking more extreme heat on the way, and we're also taking a look at how it impacts your mental health. That's next on Apple Valley News Now at 6:30.
Jessica Julol and Jules Sperling. Good Morning Northwest, weekdays on your side.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, just click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
I have worked with Senator Curtis King for the past 2 years, and I know how much he cares about the constituents in his district. He is well respected by both parties. He is results oriented, and he works very hard for the district.
We got to elect Curtis King. He has a proven record. We're very lucky to have him as a representative in the Senate.
There is no better candidate for the job than Senator Curtis King.
I'm Senator Curtis King, and I'd appreciate your support. Thank you.
Farming at any scale is often about using what you have at hand to get the job done. Life definitely gets a little easier and more enjoyable when you have the right tools. It's important to me to be a good and reliable farmer, and that means taking care of the environment too. I want to see the valley continue to thrive and provide food long into the future. I just love what I do, and I wake up every day thankful to provide healthy, local food to my community.
Stop by today and feel the power of Pingree.
Loving a pizza, this big cheese pizza. Loving a pizza, I've been loving a pizza. Tony's big cheese pizza. And Yakima's whole.
Mom, let's order a large Mexicana pizza. Tony, big cheese pizza.
Good idea. I'll order it now. Tony's lets me order online or by phone.
When you want lunch or dinner the delicious, easy way, come to Yakima's Hometown Pizzeria.
We can't wait to see you at Tony's Big Cheese Pizza in the Safeway Plaza at 24th and Nob Hill.
If you think a little change in dinner plans would bother Dee Dee,
then you'd be wrong. Let's roll, guys. Good. Hey, split up.
yep, when it comes to dining out, Dee Dee knows how to roll. From all you can eat to the best burger this side of Mount Adams, Mexican food, pizza, or Asian fusion, it's always fine at Legends. Legends Casino Hotel, because fun is how we roll.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower remodel.
Welcome back. If you've been feeling like this week is really getting you down or making you crazy, you might be onto something. Extreme heat doesn't just impact your physical health, it can bring down your mental health as well.
When it comes to extreme heat, our bodies are sensitive, but so are our minds.
Studies have shown that excessive heat triggers stress, anxiety, frustration, and cognitive difficulties.
One study linked days of extreme heat with higher rates of mental health-related emergency department visits. While extreme heat doesn't cause mental health issues, it can make ones that exist even worse, says psychologist Susan Albers with the Cleveland Clinic.
when we are trying to cool down, it creates a lot of stress on the body. And this releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which triggers the fight or flight response. And this is why we may feel a little bit more agitated during heat waves.
Albers says the heat can impact our ability to get quality sleep, which is strongly tied to mental health. To help your mood in the heat, get things like errands done in the morning or evening to avoid the hottest hours of the day. Wear light clothing to help you keep cool. And if you get too hot, she says a cool shower or cold washcloth on the back of your neck or your forehead can help. And always stay hydrated.
This is the time to pull out the popsicles, hydrating foods such as watermelons, cantaloupes, anything that is going to help you to mitigate some of the features of dehydration, which really drag down our mental health.
Albers says that if you are feeling irritable or sensitive right now, be aware these feelings may be a reaction to the extreme heat. She says to be mindful and give yourself a break.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And all very good news because it's summertime, it's hot, and we're going to see more triple-digit weather. We're not done with it yet. 99 degrees right now in our Legends Casino sky cam. Humidity low at 18%. Winds have picked up a little bit this evening at 13 miles per hour. Our sunset at 8:47. Here's that weather pattern, that strong ridge of high pressure. It's finally going to start moving out to the east, moving more towards the Midwest, the Rockies, and giving us a little bit of a break, but it's still summer conditions and hot temperatures on the way. We do have a red flag warning for the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. We've been tracking some strong gusty winds this afternoon in the Ellensburg area. It's hot and dry. Our humidity is very low, so we've got to be very fire-wise. Now, that will expire at 8 o'clock tonight. It doesn't mean that we won't continue to see red flag warnings popping up here and there, possibly over the weekend. Here's what our sustained wind speeds are looking like in Ellensburg. We're seeing some breezy to gusty winds here in Toppenish, and the winds are picking up as you head into the Columbia Basin. Futurecast winds, this is where we'll see the strongest winds, though, basically through the mountain gap areas. And as the evening progresses, those winds will eventually decrease. We'll have a light breeze in the morning. That was really nice this morning. We were out walking the dogs early again, and that breeze just made it a very comfortable morning. But look for these winds to pick up once again in those mountain gap areas, Yakima, Columbia River Gorge. Lighter winds as you get over to the Columbia Basin. Things are looking pretty good on Saturday morning, a little bit windy in the Yakima area. Light breezy winds through the Columbia Basin and the foothills of the Blues. We're also very dry right now. We have a new drought monitor out today, and as you can see, most of our area is in dry. That's the yellow. You get to the light brown, that's moderate, and this is where we're starting to see severe drought. So Ellensburg, Moses Lake, and the Cascades all the way to the north experiencing very dry conditions as we get into the first, just about the first half of July. Tonight, clear, cooler conditions, temperatures all in the 60s. Pretty good sleeping weather once we cool down. We're still pretty warm, but we'll see those 60-degree temperatures overnight tonight in the early morning hours. Tomorrow, another hot one ahead, dry and hot. 101 Tri-Cities and Hanford, Hermiston at 100, upper 90s, foothills of the Blues, Yakima, Kittitas Valley, also seeing those upper 90s. Now, if you are planning on hitting the links this weekend, you probably want to get an early tea time. Those morning hours are looking good, but by the time you get to about 2, 3 in the afternoon, that's when you start seeing these triple digits. So again, stay hydrated out on the links this weekend. In Yakima, here's what our 7-day planner looks like. Again, dangerously dry, lots of sun. Barely a cloud to be seen, maybe a little bit of a cloud on Wednesday. Temperatures, though, will drop down just slightly into the first part of next week. Triple digits solid in the Tri-Cities with those dangerously dry conditions. Overnight lows, though, getting down into those lower 60s will help with recovery for the overnight. Dry thunderstorms possible in northeast Oregon, foothills of the Blues, the Blue Mountains. We'll be keeping a close eye on that because that could potentially start some big forest fires over the weekend. And in Hermiston, dangerously dry, really hot, but we'll see temperatures dropping back into the upper 90s Monday and Tuesday. So it's dry, it's hot, stay hydrated, don't forget your sunscreen, and stick around because I have your viewer photo of the day coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Well, up next on Apple Valley News Now, prices officially dropped for the first time since the pandemic, but not by very much. We're going to take a look at the numbers next.
Dishwasher on the fritz, laundry
giving you fits. A water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Save now with stock reduction savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Ball, regular, and wide mouth canning jars and lids. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
So you got yourself a new hat.
Yep, had to. Fired up and fire Biden.
Now, well, first we got to deal with that Congressman, Newhouse.
That's easy. Not voting Newhouse.
You know, he voted to impeach Trump. I'm not voting for no Newhouse.
How about Jared Sessler?
Sessler the vegan?
Jared Sessler's a vegan.
He's a vegan and he wants to tax our beef.
There's only one choice.
Now, there is only one choice, and that's Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley it is.
NWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Communist China poses an economic and national security threat to America.
And Dan Newhouse is the leader in Congress fighting for our security.
Dan stood up to Communist China and wrote the bill to stop them from buying up American farms and ranches.
And Dan's working to secure the border and stop the flow of deadly Chinese fentanyl through Mexico and into our communities.
Where Joe Biden fails us, Dan Newhouse fights for us.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message to stand up to Communist China and to secure our border.
Okay, guys, we're all here because U.S. Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones!
Wow, I just triple checked, and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double stands.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Welcome back, everybody. New numbers released this morning show we are all getting a break on inflation as prices drop for the first time since the pandemic. But tonight, analysts say while there is a hopeful sign, there's still a long way to go. Here's Brian Abel with the story.
This is certainly good news on the inflation front.
In a new report, overall inflation beating economist expectations with a sharper annual slowdown in June to 3% from May's 3.3%.
1 in a row is not a streak. We need to see more of that in months ahead. But I think we're hopeful now, just because we're starting to see signs now that we haven't seen for the past few years.
The Consumer Price Index report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing from month to month something we haven't seen in 4 years, a drop in consumer prices by 0.1%, a small but potentially significant swing. The change fueled in part by falling gas, as well as new and used car prices, while housing, food, and medical service costs still rise.
This, coupled with the report on the jobs market last week, all of that aligning for the Federal Reserve to begin cutting interest rates perhaps as soon as September.
Those cuts would be welcomed as interest rates currently sit at a 23-year high, while the Fed tries to combat inflation, making it more expensive to borrow for home, auto, and other loans.
The strain on household budgets is very real, even though prices now aren't going up as fast as they were.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Now, the Federal Reserve's goal with those higher interest rates has been to try to slow down inflation without raising unemployment. It might be working. The Labor Department reported today jobless claims are now down, and the number of people collecting unemployment benefits overall dropped for the first time in months as we started the month of July. Stacey's up next with the final look at your forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too. I am in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees.
Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain.
I didn't notice any pain in my back.
I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Transform your laundry routine with the Electrolux laundry set. Save $1,100 on the set and enjoy a buy one, get one pedestal. Instant savings of an additional $270. Experience superior cleaning and energy efficiency, making laundry day a breeze with Electrolux. Steam technology gently lifts dirt and stains, while the Lux Care wash system ensures a thorough clean with every cycle. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
Whether you're most at home surrounded by lots of friends, hanging with your one best friend for an afternoon cruise, or
No way. Not a chance. Could you show us something with a little less horsepower?
I was thinking the same thing.
At McCurley, we're here to help you find the vehicle that's right for you, because it's your way home.
Find your way home in a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Mazda.
July is Ultraviolet Safety Month. Protect your skin from harmful UV rays by staying in the shade whenever possible. Get more information at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 12th through the 18th.
All right, one quick update tonight. We've learned the Yakima Greenway will remain closed at Robertson Landing for several days as firefighters are battling a brush fire there. We told you about this earlier this evening. Firefighters are asking you not to call 911 if you see the smoke and flames, because they say they do already know about this fire that is near the Greenway. And it's that time of year, Stacey.
That's right, and it's breezy there tonight, so that's not helping the firefighters. So just be fire-wise out there. Let's shift gears and take a look at our viewer photo of the day. This is a lovely picture from Jeannie Harp. She said a field near the Boundary Dam in northern Washington. I love the blue skies and the clouds.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, Jeannie. If you'd like to get your photo featured, click that QR code on the right side of your screen and you can upload your photo there. Let's take a quick look at our day tomorrow. Warm out the door again, 90s by midday, and then once again we're going to be hitting either 100 degrees, 101, 99, you know. But you guys agree, wasn't it? Felt better today?
Yes, it felt much better today.
Just 6 or 7 degrees makes a huge difference, so.
We'll take it.
That's right.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. You can find the latest on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
We'll see you at 11, hoping your news is good news.
Good night.